Alrighty, welcome back. Time for story comprehension. Today we're reading the story called The Class Trip. And our vocabulary words. Vocabulary words for our class trip. Fast train. The underground train is called the subway, and it goes very fast. The above ground train is called the L, the elevated trains. They call it the L, and that's in places like Chicago, Philadelphia. But New York has a fast train called a subway. Taxi is a car that you pay to go in. Now it's Uber and Lyft and all of that, but it used to be yellow taxis. And go ahead and zoom in and tilt right there. Good. Doorman, and you can't sound out door. It's not spelled. It's Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs. The zoom to the moon took corn for the horse's job. It should be O-R. Doorman. A doorman is somebody that stands at the front of the door for those really tall skyscraper, really tall apartment buildings. And it's a very fancy building if you have a doorman to let you in or out. Those are rich apartment buildings. Doorman. Central Park. Central Park is a gigantic park in the middle of New York City. Okay, they saved some land there, right there in the middle, and it's a gigantic, gorgeous, beautiful park. Okay, right now they even set up a little, a very big, actually, extra hospital to take care of people in New York because the hospitals are so busy. They set up a special hospital made out of tents in Central Park. It's really cool. Very nice way to help. Statue of Liberty. It's a giant statue of Lady Liberty, and it's a symbol of liberty and freedom. That means we get to make our own choices in America. So it's a symbol of freedom in America. Statue of Liberty. Chinatown. Chinatown is a place in New York City that people moved, when they moved to New York City from China, they kind of made their own little part of New York City, and it's called Chinatown. So a lot of the Chinese people live together, live next door to each other, have their buildings next to each other. So all their little businesses in the town, and all their little houses and everything, mostly businesses, and so that's called Chinatown, and it's like a little bit of China inside New York City. We have a teeny tiny Chinatown in Fresno, but it's pretty old. Not a lot of people go there anymore, but we used to have a bigger Chinatown in Fresno. It just means a Chinese, let me just say it this way, a Chinese neighborhood, okay? Empire State Building. It used to be one of the biggest, tallest buildings in the world. I think now there's other buildings that are taller than that, but the Empire State Building is also in New York. Stories. When it talks about stories, it's not talking about Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Little Bears. It's not talking about Pete and Steve compete. It's talking about stories, how many floors there are. In the Kearney Cooley apartments, where most of you, a lot of you live, there's 2 stories, downstairs and upstairs, okay? But if you have an apartment that has a doorman, it's a really tall apartment, and there's many stories. Could be like 20 stories, maybe 50 stories, and you have to go up in an elevator for a long time. All right, I think we've learned about these before. Ferry boat. Ferry boat. Ferry boat. It's a boat that carries people and transports people across from maybe like an island to the mainland, or in New York from the mainland to any, maybe Ellis Island, Staten Island. So they go back and forth. They do this in Seattle a lot too. So they're going back and forth. It's not meant to go very far, but the cool thing is the ferry boat also carries cars and trucks. So when you get off the ferry boat, you can drive your car on the land wherever you are at. Okay, it's not a boat like a cruise that you'd be on for very long. A lot of people just take them to and from work every day. If they work on an island, they have to get to the island and they need their car. All right, chopsticks. Maybe you've used chopsticks when you eat Chinese food. Maybe you haven't, but they're pretty cool. All right, fast train, taxi, doorman, Central Park, Statue of Liberty, Chinatown, Empire State Building, stories, ferry boat, chopsticks. All right, pause the screen. It would be nice if you have extra time, write down these words on your scratch paper or any lined paper you have. Save the writing lined paper, though. We want to, the writing lined paper that says first, next, then last. That's for our special writing. But any of the other writing paper that I gave you, the lined paper, stop and write these down and help practice your vocabulary. All right? All right, let's get on to our story. It's inside the second reader book, which is, it's not second grade, it's actually a first grade book. It just means there was a first reader and a second reader. And there's many stories inside this book. All right, our class trip Focus question, what is the Statue of Liberty? In what city is it located? We talked about the Statue of Liberty, and it's located inside New York City, our class trip. Today, my class went to New York City in a fast train. A taxi took us to our hotel. Zoom in there. Today, my class went to New York City in a fast train. A taxi took us to our hotel. Careful there, camera girl, you're cutting off the words. Alexa and I made a wrong turn. We got lost in the hotel. Alexa knew just what to do. She asked a doorman to help us. Miss Cozy and the other children were very happy to see us. Alexa and I, echo, made a wrong turn. We got lost in the hotel. Alexa knew just what to do. She asked a doorman to help us. Miss Cozy and the other children were very happy to see us. After we ate hot dogs in Central Park, we made a to-see list, a list of things to see. There's Central Park. See all the buildings? Well, this is the park in the middle of the city. So they made a to-do list of things to see. I wrote the Statue of Liberty. Jeff wrote Chinatown. Alexa wrote the Empire State Building. Those are all things that they want to see. After we ate hot dogs in Central Park, we made a to-see list. I wrote the Statue of Liberty. Zoom in. Jeff wrote Chinatown. Alexa wrote the Empire State Building. Go ahead and get it right on top there if you can. There we go. Tilt down a little. There we go. Perfect. We took the subway to see the Empire State Building. It is 102 stories high. We rode in an elevator to the top and looked down to the streets. The people looked like ants. We took the subway to see the Empire State Building. Hope you're echoing. It is 102 stories high. We rode in an elevator to the top and looked down to the streets. The people looked like ants. There's a ferry boat. There's a Statue of Liberty. You want to zoom in there, camera girl? That's the Statue of Liberty. Pretty cool, huh? All right. We took a ferry boat to see the Statue of Liberty. She is so big that 40 people can stand inside her head. I've never been there. I've heard about it. I've heard how big it is. We took a ferry boat to see the Statue of Liberty. Hope you're echoing. She is so big, echo, that 40 people can stand inside her head. All right, there's a Chinese restaurant inside Chinatown. And a lot of people have a building. There's many, many tall buildings, and the very, very bottom has their business. So they might have a Chinese restaurant. On top of the restaurant, they go up in the elevator, up the stairs, and that's their apartment where they live. So a lot of people have an apartment right above the restaurant or the store that they own. All right. We took a bus to see Chinatown and ate lots of good food. I used chopsticks. When we got back to the hotel, Miss Cozy made a wrong turn. Thank goodness Alexa knew the way. We took a bus to see Chinatown and ate lots of good food. I used chopsticks. Hope you're echoing. When we got back to the hotel, Miss Cozy made a wrong turn. Thank goodness Alexa knew the way. And it's a girl's name, Alexa, not Alexa when you call Alexa on your tablet. Huh, Ellery? I think that's the end of the class trip. It sure is. And today, here's a sneak peek to tomorrow. We're reading The Camera Kid. All right, let's look at our questions really quickly. All right, get right on top of that if you can. What is the main idea mostly all about? A class in New York took a field trip around the city. I don't know if they actually are from a school in New York or not, okay? You do want to pause the screen. Let's get on top of that. And pause the screen. Copy this down if you need to. Okay? Where does the story take place? The setting, that's where, okay? Where does it take place? What is the setting? Where are they? The setting is New York City. Who are the characters? The characters are Miss Cozy, Alexa, Jeff, and some other kids too. I notice there's another male teacher. There's another teacher man, but they don't say who he is. What happened in the beginning? In the beginning, the students took a subway, fast train, and a taxi. So I'm calling it a subway, fast train. So fast train, subway, and a taxi. And go ahead and pause. And copy that down if you need to. What happened in the middle? They ate hot dogs and made a list of places to see. What happened in the end? They took a ferry boat and then ate Chinese food. Boys and girls, can you find the mistake? Get it, get it, get it. Get the mistake. Get it, get it, get it. Ate Chinese food. Silly Mrs. White. They ate Chinese food. I should have a contest. If you find mistakes in my videos, maybe I can mail you a Wendy's coupon for Frosty or something. Because we can still get Frosties through the drive-thru and be safe. They took a ferry boat and then ate Chinese food. Was the story fiction or nonfiction? The story was fiction, fake pretend. But it's realistic fiction, which means the story's fiction, the people are fiction, but the places that they're visiting are real. Parts of the story are real. Kind of like in the story with the boy on President's Day going with his parents, visiting places in Washington, D.C. Those are real places, but the boys pretend, his parents are pretend. The kids are pretend, but the places are real. Okay, so it was fiction, but it's realistic fiction. Did you enjoy the story? Yes, I did. Why? I liked learning about different places in New York. Why did the author write this story? To entertain me, to teach me, or to change my opinion? To teach me. The author wrote the story to teach about places in NYC, New York City. N for new, Y for York, C for city. So if you see NYC, that means New York City. People do that a lot. All right, can you find rhyming words? We have I and hi. The middle and the ending sound the same. That's how they play the rhyming game, okay? That's how you play the rhyming game. Sounds the same, but it doesn't have to be spelled the same. We have the long I sound spelled I all by itself, and the long I sound spelled I-G-H like bright light. They sound the same, they rhyme, even though they don't look the same. She and we. So, look at that. So that's the beginning sound, that's the beginning sound. So middle and the ending. So the middle, and there's no ending. So the middle and the ending sound the same. That's how you play the rhyming game. E and E, they do actually have the same spelling for the middle and the end. She and we rhyme. All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow. And remember, if you need any videos for anything, have your mom text me or call me. Text me on Class Dojo. Excuse me. Or call me or send me a text message, and I can make you a video of anything you're having a hard time with, okay? All righty. Bye-bye.